Thanks for tuning in. Hello, hello. Good to see y'all. Hello, Facebook community down here. Hello, Instagram up here. So, welcome everyone. Welcome. We are tuning in live to chat a little bit about vibrational shifts. So I recently posted on my Instagram simple ways that you can just shift yourself vibrationally. Before I go on, I actually want to check in on the Facebook. Can y'all hear me okay? I changed my microphone and I want to make sure that it's like super clear. Like, is it more clear than it usually is? That's what I'm looking for. Or is it the same? Can you let me know, Jay, if you're still watching? Yeah, so I wanted to get on and do a little live teaching, live wisdom share, because it is just so important, and there's such simple ways that you can shift your vibration, shift your frequency, that help you dramatically. And so if you see my recent post, and I've had 2 of these specific posts, it's called Vibrational Shift. The first one I put on my recent one is, instead of saying I can't do this, try I have not figured this out yet. And the reason why this is such a big shift, that is just a simple change of wording, is that when you say I can't do this, you are literally setting barriers and blocks in your brain, in the chemicals that release in your brain that help you solve problems. And so by you saying I can't do this, then your brain unconsciously, subconsciously is like, oh, okay, cool, great, great, okay. You don't want to do this? I can't do this? Cool, we can't do this. Let's get really tired and let's get really frustrated and let's just stop. Let's quit. So a simple shift, instead of I can't do this, saying I have not figured this out yet. And this actually was shared to me by one of my I used to coach high school volleyball, and there's a woman, she might be a woman now. She was a girl then. She had a learning challenge, not a learning disability. It was a learning challenge, and that's how she named it. The school that she was at was really supportive for those that had learning challenges. And she shared that that's something that she learned of, oh, if I say I haven't figured this out yet, it helps me over this. And I was like, whoa, what an amazing growth mindset shift. When I was growing up, I did not have a growth mindset, and therefore I set myself up with so many barriers and blocks, especially with math, especially with public speaking, which y'all may find hard to believe because I do public speaking very well, but I got so scared that I couldn't do it, or that I would get made fun of. And so I had a subconscious belief come in and being like, hey, let's just say we can't do this. Fuck it, let's not try. So let me know if you're tuning in live. Does that resonate? How does that come into your own life? I know me now as a spiritual being, as an adult on a growth journey, using that lingo helps me so much, because by saying I haven't figured this out yet, I can be like, okay, I'm going to put this aside, take a rest, come back. Or I might say I haven't figured this out yet, and then I get energy to keep trying, right? And just that simple shift can bring in so much more energy, so much more light. We are vibrational beings, and wordings and lingo hold weight. They hold a vibrational weight. Okay. The next one, moving forward, is a great one, because it can be a very common one, and it can be one that you wouldn't actually think about, because it is so wrapped in modern culture, it is so wrapped in workspaces. Is something that is almost not necessarily okay, but it's so in our face and normalized. And what that is kind of gossiping. And so my example is, instead of saying something to a coworker like, "Oh, Susan in marketing is so annoying. Doesn't she just make you so mad?" That was the voice that I thought when I was typing it. So instead of saying that, rather than even going to talk to another coworker about it, before you even make that step, sit with yourself, notice, self-awareness. You have to be like at another level, a big league level of self-awareness to tap into this. And I know you can do it because you're tuning in here or you're watching this later. And so when you notice and think to yourself, sit with yourself, I notice there's some annoyance feeling or some other feeling that arises when I'm around Susan. I wonder what that is. I wonder why that's showing up. Is there something deeper happening here? Is there a shadow that I am afraid to look at? And so instead, the universe is showing it to me outside of myself, but really it's something internally. Usually that's what it is. I used to be somebody in the workplace that would actually gossip about other people. It was a survival technique, and I didn't know this at the time, but it's a survival technique. It's a way to almost protect yourself from being talked about. It's a way to create a community, but it's a way to create a community in a toxic manner. And so if you actually have somebody coming to you talking about, Susan, what I invite you to do is just pause and you can hold space for them, but then instead of feeding into, yeah, fuck Susan, be like, oh, okay. I'm sorry that you feel that way. Are you okay? It's an empowered empath technique when you go a little further. It was good to see you, Keller. Good to see your vibe. I don't know if it was who was tuning in, if it was mom or pop, but it was good to connect with your spirit. Say hi to the kiddos. A woman I used to babysit for was tuning in on Instagram. So let me know, because that can be one that can be extra challenging. Because like I said, it's something that is such a norm in our community. It's such a norm in our culture, especially through reality TV, is just gossiping and talking. It's a part of actually wounded and imbalanced throat chakra as well. Usually when you are gossiping, there's something that is needing to escape and come out, but you're not taking the time to go internally and discover it. So your spirits are like, all right, bitch, I'm just gonna throw up all over the place with this one. So I invite you to, rather than spill it all out, sit with it, sit with that annoyance feeling, sit with the feeling that comes up. If it's anger, if it's hatred, if it's like, oh God, they're so ugly or whatever. Oh, they're so skinny. I'm thin. And I used to have people tell me all the time, like, oh, I'm so jealous you're thin. Like, no. Sit with it. What is me just being me really showing up for you? Why is me being me bringing up so much for you? So when you're noticing that you have such a strong emotion about someone just being themselves, just being, that is a trigger, a tap for you to, oh, let me sit with that. Let me go internally and do the shadow work. What is that actually showing up? Why is it showing up? What are you trying to show me, Spirit? What are you trying to show me, Universe? Go ahead and chat and let me know if that resonated or if you have any questions about that one, because that one can be a tricky one. It really is like an ongoing learning process. Okay, the other one that I posted about earlier is, instead of saying something like, I have to do so many chores today, or shaming yourself for how your house might look right now. So if you're like me, you might have little spouts of depression or have little spouts of like, you don't want to fucking do anything, so you gotta sleep. Like, there's a reason it's coming up. And I used to shame myself all the time when my dishes would be everywhere. I used to shame myself all the time if I did not have my house sparkling clean. Um, and just by thinking like, oh, there's so much to do, and then shaming myself because I've let it get to a point that there's so much to do, like that just fucking weighs you down, douses you in darkness, and makes it really hard to actually shift and raise to your true self, your true vibrational, higher frequency being, right? So a simple shift with that kind of lingo, that kind of self-talk, is I decide what care tasks I get to do today. So there's two parts here. One, actually no, there's three parts. One, I decide. That's empowering you. That's not letting an outside source dictate how you live your life, how you run your life. I used to, when it was, before I tapped into the I decide, it was like, oh my God, my parents are going to make me clean my room. Or like, it was such an empowering thing of how I grew up with, where cleaning was like traumatic because there was fights, there was tears, there was so much stuff. And so that can come up if I am disempowered. But rather empowering myself, letting my inner child know like, hey girl, don't worry. I got you. We get to decide. We get to choose. And then this awesome new lingo that I learned from a woman on TikTok. Her TikTok name is Domestic Blisters. Domestic Blisters. Her Instagram is Struggle Care, and that's in my post. Highly recommend. She is like, change the game of just caring for yourself when you are in a low point, and how to have a healthy and clean environment while still caring for yourself. If you're in a low point, like a depression spout or OCD or ADHD, anything that comes up mental health wise. So care task instead of chores, like just that switch of word, because chores was like, ugh, fuck chores. Like for me, actually, is growing up. And as an adult, I can still feel that weight when I think of chores. Like I have to do chores. Like fuck that, I don't want to do fucking chores. I want to play. And that's my inner child being like, no, we want to play, right? So care tasks. Oh, I can tap into that. I can lean into that. I can flow with that, because care tasks, if y'all been working with me or know me, like care tasks, that is a part of self-care. That is a part of my well-being. That's a part of my spiritual being, spiritual care. Care tasks. Dishes are care tasks. Laundry are care tasks. Right? Because you deserve to live in an environment that's healthy and clean. That's why they're care tasks. Rather than you have to, you get to empower your environment in a healthy, clean way, right? Yeah. Go ahead and comment if anything is resonating or if you have any questions. And let me know if you enjoyed this little live, because I'm going to be announcing some fun stuff soon that have to do with this kind of teaching and wisdom share. And it's specifically going to happen next week. So those tuning in right now, you're getting a little glimpse. Yeah. Those watching later, go ahead and comment. I'm going to post this on IGTV. Maybe today, maybe not, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I flow. Oh, there's also a new moon, Scorpio new moon party, which is essentially a new moon circle. If you've attended any of my circles or any of my workshops or offerings, it's very similar, but I'm throwing a little pizzazz party style to it because it's 2020 and we deserve to celebrate this year that we've accomplished of just being and healing and doing some deep ass motherfucking shadow work, right? Right. I know someone's watching here and I think I know who it is, so maybe you can just like let me know you're here, because I can't see you unless you say so in the comments. new moon, Scorpio new moon party on Sunday, 4:30 p.m. Pacific time. And you can find more information and register. Link in my bio. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to say. I don't think so. It's about 15 minutes. That's a great time. Cool. Cool. So, y'all, in the meantime, enjoy this Friday. Those in the Infinite Empowered community, y'all will be getting healing and readings soon. There is a post somewhere on the page that you can like and comment for any healing request or to be tagged and notified when I'm live. Yeah. In the meantime, keep on keeping on. May you find peace for your mind, love for your body, and strength for your soul, because you are infinite and empowered. Ooh, you see that? Look at that. That's called channeling. That's what happens when you channel. You sweat. You let the energy move and flow. I also love the Facebook because you can see this says breathe. Yeah. All right, y'all. Take care. I think you can see Scorpios, am I right? All right, how do I end this?